What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Shy City Boys. We are back better than ever. Jack Thiel here. We got Carl Theodore Liza the third with the
Hello.
microphone doing karaoke night on this Thursday night. We're here to talk Chicago sports. We're really going to keep it simple. Bears and Bulls, those are the really only two things that are going on right now. Baseball is kind of frozen. And hockey, well, we don't like to talk about the Blackhawks right now. So we're going to keep it simple with everyone. We're going to talk about Bulls, Bears. That's really it. We're going to have some spicy takes, more spicier than the salsa you get at your Mexican restaurant nearby. But Carl, how are we doing? It is Thursday night and we are close to New Year's Day.
Absolutely. I'm feeling fantastic. I just got out of the shower. You
Oh,
just got out of the
thanks
shower.
for, yeah, I guess we're telling people our showers. And
Absolutely.
I
They
guess
got to they what's wrong with it? Huh? What's wrong? Nothing.
I guess next time we'll tell them when we're going to the bathroom.
Hey,
Or
that's fine.
I don't. We're not doing that. No. Carl
I
coming back from the gym.
did go to the gym, yes. Leg day.
Leg day for Carl. So if you ever see Carl on the street soon, look at those legs. Those thighs might be
Oh
muscular.
yeah, they're burning right now.
Those puppies might be going pretty nice right now. But
Going for the horseshoe.
it's the Bulls we're going to start our show with because
Yes.
they definitely made some headlines yesterday. I've got my hat on. But the Bulls, they beat the Bucks after losing to the Rockets. So they won they won three in a row on the road when this team was in shambles. This was right after the Zach LaVine news came out about how there was frustrations on both parties. They go and win three in a row.
Yeah.
They got the Rockets at home, no big deal. They get killed by the Rockets. And then the Bucks come into town, and then the Bulls beat the Bucks. It was a miraculous comeback. They were down by 11 with under 2:30 to go, and they came back. They won. DeMar DeRozan, he just has something special when it comes against the
Dropped
Milwaukee Bucks.
42.
Yeah, I mean he always plays well against the Bucks. I believe the first time we played them when we won, he had maybe 40 or 38. But now the Bulls, after tonight, are 7-1 against the Celtics, the Nets, the Bucks, and the Heat. They
Yes.
beat. This is the weird thing. The Bulls are under 500 against under 500 teams, but
Yeah.
they're over 500 against over 500 teams. They have 11 wins over 500 teams. That's the second most in the Eastern Conference, Carl. It's these Bulls. This Bulls team is drunk right now.
Yeah, it's weird because it seems like they're playing down to their opponents when they don't play a top contender in the league, which is sad because you should be putting your all against every single
Best
team.
teams beat the team you're supposed to be. Plain.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we should it's kind of opposite of what it should be right now because we should be beating all these under 500 teams, and honestly, we should be losing to these over 500 teams. But hey, it's okay. We're 15 and 19 now, moving up, still 4 games under, but it's looking promising. Jack, did you want to go over the box score of this game?
Oh, well, all you need to know is that the Bulls played clutch basketball late. Look, they couldn't stop Giannis. Giannis went off.
Oh yeah,
You
Giannis.
can't
Yeah,
do anything about that. But I mean, we kind of just mentioned it. DeMar DeRozan. I mean, he did what he does best. He's a clutch player.
mm-hmm.
He's a veteran. He's an all-star. Overall, Zach LaVine, Vukovic, they played big roles. All three of those guys. I like what I saw from Patrick Williams. He had a tough assignment. I mean, he had to guard Giannis, and
Yeah,
that's tough for a guy like him who's young. Grayson Allen is still a little twip. I mean, I can't
yeah.
stand that guy
It
anymore. If you don't know
can.
what I'm talking about, he shoved DeMar DeRozan because he was pushed by Patrick Williams. But overall, this isn't the first time, not just against the Bulls, but not the first time Grayson Allen's done this. But I think what was very promising was our big three, Carl, played like the big three we asked for
Absolutely.
them to play like.
Yeah, besides Garagic on the bench, those three were the only ones that scored in double figures. So it's nice to see that our big three is playing like a big three finally, with DeMar scoring 42, of course, Levine following with 24, and Vucevic putting up 15. It's not bad. It's not
And
bad.
important to also notice Kobe White only played 6 minutes. He came out with an injury, so
Yeah.
hard for
And then
him. He's our
Darren
best 3-point shooter.
Darren Terry played 4 minutes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Andre Drummond also did a nice job, 7 points and 12 rebounds. You look
Oh
at
yeah, 12 rebounds. Yeah.
him
And
and
then
Him
Vucevic
and
had 14.
Goran, him and Goran have been such a huge part on the bench.
Yeah. And people
But
forget Drummond is still young. I think he's 28,
I think he's 29, maybe.
29. He's still got years in this league. He can be a starter on most of these teams, and
Yeah.
he's basically like our sixth or seventh man right now.
But the Bulls didn't play their best. They got lucky. The Bucks shot 9 of 44 from the 3-point line,
Ooh.
including Grayson Allen going 3 of 14. So the Bucks did not shoot well. Giannis had one of the best games you're going to see this season, 45 points and 22 rebounds, 7 assists. But I mean, he had no Drew Holiday, no Chris Middleton, not trying to, devalue this win for the Bulls. But obviously the Bulls were able to try, I guess, hone in on Giannis or just basically guard everyone the best they could and say, you know what, Giannis, you go right through the lane. Giannis, he did miss a couple clutch baskets late, but I think, like we said, Bulls will take it. They'll go on their next assignment, which will be tomorrow night or tonight, whenever we're watching this, or Friday, December 30th. The Detroit Pistons, and I say this just because what we've seen, this is a big game because the Bulls seem to play their competition, and the Pistons are that team. They're like a pest. They're young, they're good, or not good. They will be good in the future, but they just don't go away.
Malice in the Pizza Palace almost happened the other day.
Yeah, Moritz Wagner. He got knocked out.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was on Hayes' punch or before that, but
Mo Wagner accidentally pushed Killian Hayes trying to get the ball, and then he landed in the Pistons bench. Killian Hayes went on to respond with a punch to the back of the head to Mo Wagner,
and he
knocked him out. He knocked him out.
Yeah,
so we're still waiting from the league to figure out what's going to happen with that. But
Hayes was ejected.
Hayes is out of the league.
Yeah, Hayes was ejected. I don't think he'll get I
think he hit him in the back of the head. That's not even legal in the UFC, man.
I think he'll be fine.
Ridiculous.
But, I mean, Carl, we'll see what happens. But it gets hard for the Bulls. Next 4 games, 2 against Cleveland, the Nets, and the Sixers. And you and I know something about when the Bulls and Sixers play. Joel Embiid usually has himself a
take the over on that game for Embiid.
I have him in fantasy, so I might just have to agree with that. I mean, this is just it's an important stretch for the Bulls because we talked about, what they want to look like. Like, this is a good team. This is not the record is not who they are. They have 3 All-Stars. Even without Lonzo Ball, this is a really good basketball team. And at the end of the day, these guys are veterans. Like, they don't need Billy Donovan to sit them all down and have a little tea party. No, like, these guys are professionals. All 3 of them have played basketball at high levels. So whether there's contract problems or ego problems, they know how to put it aside and win some basketball games. And they're going to need to these next 4 games against all Eastern Conference teams. Probably they'll have to face that first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. And if we do end up making the playoffs or even just the play-ins, I like our chances just the way we're playing right now. I know, of course, it can change throughout the season. We're only 30 games in, 30, 35.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of games to play. We still got 50, 45 games.
There's a lot.
We also have the All-Star break to come. So I know we used to say we were worried about everything, but after this stretch, I'm kind of liking it.
I'm still a little worried. I've got my skepticism because
we got our hope back. Let's just say that
we did, and I think that win yesterday definitely gets the swagger back. Don't get me wrong, but I think
cue the gif of I got my swagger back.
But if the Bulls, if I really want to believe the Bulls are back, they have to go 4-1 in these next 5 games.
Oh yeah, they got to beat Cleveland at least once.
I think the Nets are hard because they are on fire. You can't match up against KD. And it's the same thing with the Sixers. There's just some guys you can't guard. And I think that was the case last night with Giannis. But what's different is that these teams have secondary and third options that are pretty premier. I mean, look, you want to stop Donovan Mitchell, that's pretty cool. Give the ball to Darius Garland. You give the ball to Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. You play the Nets, stop KD. There's Kyrie Irving right there. You play the 76ers, you stop Embiid, Tobias, James Harden. So
Isn't Harden still out though? So it'd be Maxi.
I mean, still, there's still a lot of
Yeah,
weapons.
yeah,
D'Anthony Melton has been a rising guy. So I
yeah,
think I would like to see the Bulls be close. I know last year the Bulls really got, their butt tossed when it came to those big time
yeah.
games.
We did.
And I know that probably a couple of these games will be primetime television. I mean,
Yeah.
Bulls are exciting. These other teams are playing are exciting, but
Hmm.
I agree with you in saying this is a direction you like the Bulls to see because
Yeah.
ever since that news came out, things have looked
Yeah.
better.
And DeMar is going to be available for an extension this offseason.
That's gonna
4 years, 150. And people are saying to sign him, but he's going to be 38 at the end of the contract.
well, I stay with what I told you in a couple
Yeah.
podcasts ago. If we're not top 8 by the All-Star break, I'm cleaning
Oh,
house.
yeah. Blow it up. Yeah.
I would clean house if
I
we're not top 8 by the All-Star.
I agree. I would trade DeMar, Levine, Vooch. I'd keep
I would trade P. Will.
his value might be shot by then.
I'm sure you can get a second round pick.
No, don't trade him for a second round pick. He's still on a rookie deal.
He is. I
He's
just
still
think,
got 2 years of his rookie deal. So
but
I'd keep P. Will. Uh, you might be able to trade
Goran
Goran
Dragic,
Dragic to a contender for possibly a first rounder. So, that's all saying if we're not in the play-ins. Like, what if we were like the not? What if we were like one game out of the not eight
I
seed?
don't know. I don't care. Like we're not a playing. We are a top 5 team roster wise in the East. We are no playing team. If we're not here to win, what's the point? I don't want to watch this team be a first round exit. Last year, I thought this team had a shot until they like went south. But if I'm going to be all in on a roster, I have to know I'm all in. And if we
You say
can't,
we're a top five
I say
roster in the
top
East.
5 in the Eastern Conference. I would say we're
Okay,
top 5.
so I'm gonna name 5 teams, and you tell me which one we're better than. Okay,
Okay.
Boston,
Boston gets the edge.
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn gets the edge.
Milwaukee,
Milwaukee. I'm just kidding. Milwaukee gets the edge.
Cleveland,
Hmm. I'll give Cleveland the edge because they've got a better starting lineup, but I think we got better depth.
Philly.
Yeah, is that 5?
That's 5. So we'd be 6.
I think Cleveland's a toss-up, and I know people might be a little shocked by that, but
Oh, hold on. Let's keep going.
all right,
I'm just going through the standings
go
right now.
go through it.
Indy, we're
No,
better.
no. The
We're better than
Pacers,
Indy.
yes, we're better than the Pacers.
Yeah. Meet Miami. They were the 1 seed last year.
That's I look at Miami and they have no guys, but I mean they have it's just hard. You
Well,
know,
when Jimmy Butler's your best player and he's 33.
it's tough. I would take us against the Heat. I don't think the Heat are what they used to be. I think that, like you said, they're the best team last year in the East, but that was a stretch. I mean, we saw how they played in the playoffs.
So are you taking us or Miami?
I'll take us.
Okay. New York, they're kind of
I'll
iffy
take
right now.
us. I'll take us. I'll
Atlanta's
take us. Atlanta,
okay. Toronto,
I'll take us.
Washington, yeah. Okay, we know the answer. So you'd put us at
6.
6. You
Yeah.
put us at 6,
And
and that
it's not like it's very close. I mean, I think that it's a very thin line between us, the Heat, the Hawks, the Knicks, the Cavs. All
mhm,
those teams grouped up are very close. It's not like
yeah.
it's not far at all. Like I think all those teams are somewhat evenly skilled.
They all have the thing is they all have superstars and then a star with them.
Like if they play in the playoffs, one of those teams against each other, I'm not saying, oh, they're going to win in 4 or 5 games.
Well, if you say we are the sixth best team and we end up getting the 6th seed, right now we would be playing Milwaukee again, who is the 3rd seed. And you know how it is usually when you beat the team in the regular season? Yeah, you usually lose in the playoffs.
No, because we lost to the Bucks in the regular season.
And then they beat us.
I thought you're saying if you were to beat the team in the regular season, you lose to the team in the playoffs.
I mean, to a point, yeah, I can see that happening with us.
I just would like to see more consistency. I think that's what
Yeah.
we want.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right, next subject. This is going to be our most exciting subject.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excitement in the air,
Oh,
and
yeah.
weirdly,
Absolutely.
and it's because we suck, but in a good way. The
I
Chicago Bears, they
I'm a
lost against the Bills. Carl, you thought they could have won that.
I it was really close. Everyone was on upset alert in the second quarter when it was 13-10, or no, 13-6, or something
Yeah,
like that.
and then Josh Allen and they ran.
And then Josh Allen whooped us.
And I only say they have a dangerous game on Sunday because they have a chance to actually win this game against the Lions. I am worried, Carl, that the Bears could screw up their draft pick and win this game.
I mean, it is against Detroit. It is in Detroit. Detroit's favored by 6 points.
Which is shocking.
Yeah. So I am hoping that the Lions win. I'd love to
Yeah,
see
we
the
want the
Lions
Lions.
be 500.
Well, the
Uh,
Lions have something to play for as well.
oh, they do. Yeah, and we don't. Oh, we have something to play for. We have
We
to
do,
play
but
for the first overall pick
we
because
gotta lose. But yeah,
we're
let's
we're rooting for
update the
Houston.
people. If the Houston wins one of their games and we lose both of our games, we are the
Yes.
first pick. Now,
Yes.
what's promising, they play Jacksonville this week. This game doesn't matter to Jacksonville because no matter what happens, if they want to win a division, they have to beat the Titans next week. Now, the Titans lost this week and they kind of rested some guys. So
Yeah.
let's see if that happens. And then they have the Colts the last week of the year, who they tied, and
Yeah.
they're playing Nick Foles. So that could easily happen. And we have the Vikings, who I'm a little worried, Carl. If they clinch, this two spot, they might rest their players.
They better not.
But overall, let's talk about this week's game. It's the Lions. They have a lot to play for. So do we. Number 2 draft pick. What are we looking for in this game? I mean, obviously we want Justin Fields to play well, but what are some other storylines or like other guys
Uh,
looking at?
I'm hoping Chase Claypool plays.
Yeah.
I want to see him and Fields get some chemistry going for next year, because hopefully, he's going to be the number 2 next year, and with
We'll discuss the number 1 options.
yeah, we'll discuss the number 1 option in a little bit, but I just want to see Fields throw the ball. We know he can run. I'm hate to say this, but I'm tired of seeing him run right now because he needs to work on his accuracy and deep ball vision and all that, or
Well,
even his short term or his short range. Like
this
I,
is this
I
is
want
a
to see him throw
Lions,
slants all day.
this is a Lions team that just gave up 200-yard rushers against the Panthers last week.
Yeah, so I hope they're talking to themselves like, okay, let's go play a great game but lose. Let's go lose, but let's show something.
What the Bills did well is they put a spy on Justin Fields. Now,
Yes.
The Lions have some guys that like are pretty athletic linebackers. And I am
Mm-hmm.
curious to see if that's what they do, because if you go back to the last time they played, Justin Fields had like that 60-yard touchdown. He had like 2 touchdowns, I think, that game.
He had the 60
60-yard one.
yarder. Yeah.
So
Their starting linebacker, Josh Woods, might be out. He's questionable right now.
oh shoot. But
So
this is just one of those games where you're worried you might ESPN, I saw this article where they predicted the rest of the year and they had the Bears winning this week. And I'm really nervous just because I want a good draft. Like, we'll talk about the stakes of the draft pick in a little bit.
yeah.
It would just like we have seen so many tweets about the whole Jets and Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson thing, where the Jets won their last 2 games and screwed themselves out of Trevor Lawrence. So
The only difference with that,
I'm not saying
is
that's
that
not, but
they were the number 1 seed at that point.
if you win these 2 games, and there's a lot of teams that can lose, we might get bumped up to like the 5th or 6th pick, and that's not good.
Here's the thing: we have the toughest strength of schedule.
Well, yeah.
So any tiebreaker with any team, we are getting the worst pick of that.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous, but that's how it is with the strength of schedule. So We just need to keep losing.
Yeah,
That's all we gotta do.
we
It's
gotta
easy to
do.
lose. It's hard to win.
We've lost like what, 8 in a row, 9 in a row?
We haven't won.
We haven't won since the Patriots game.
We haven't won since the Patriots game, which was October 24th.
Yeah, it was. Wow, you're right.
So 2 months.
Yep. But it's a big game because of the draft picks. And this is kind of what we're really going to get into is this week kind of, I'm not going to say meant a lot, but really helped the Bears in a way. So ESPN, that's another article, projected that the Bears should trade their whatever pick for T. Higgins and the first round pick this year and a couple other picks from the Bengals. I don't want to do this trade. I think that pick is way too late in the first round just because we need a guy, and T. Higgins is a great receiver, but he's not a guy I'm willing to give up like 20 something draft spots for. Like he's just not that guy yet. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I would not do that, Carl.
I would. I love T. Higgins. I was actually talking to this about to our friend today. I really want T. Higgins just because there's been so many second, third year quarterbacks get a number one receiver. Just for instances, Josh Allen got
Jalen Hurts.
Stephon. Jalen Hurts got AJ Brown. Stephon Diggs wasn't the number one in Minnesota, and then he became a number one in Buffalo.
I think he was.
AJ Brown was the number one in Tennessee, but it was a run first offense. Never utilized them to his full potential. T. Higgins is in a pass first offense, but he's the second spot.
But it's hard to judge that because he's behind Jamar Chase, who is a
But
top
he
five.
played excellent in the games Jamar was out.
Yeah, he did.
Against the number one corners. I think he has the opportunity to be a top 10 number one in the league.
Are you saying you would do that trade?
I wouldn't trade the second overall pick. I would do straight up for the second round pick.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe a third round pick, or maybe a second round this year, fourth round next year, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't think maybe depending where their draft pick would be, it would be in the 20s, right?
Yeah,
like really. They made the playoffs.
Got like the third best record in the league, fourth best record.
It depends on where they finish in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But definitely top in the 20s.
Well, Mr. Liza,
yes.
You asked for a number one receiver.
Here, yeah, there
might be one available come the offseason. The Raiders are benching Derek Carr and basically saying they're not bringing him back. He is done with the Raiders because he has a large contract due. Jarrett Stidham will be the starting quarterback. You're getting rid of Derek Carr.
Yes.
You're getting rid of the guy who Davante Adams came to play for.
That's the only reason he wanted to come there.
Davante Adams is clearly not happy about his situation with the Raiders. And the Raiders, a young team, could be entering a rebuild who probably have a top 10, top 15 draft pick.
They'd have the 9th overall pick right now.
And you get Davante Adams.
Yes.
If I am the Bears, this is a long shot. Like, this would be crazy if this ever happened. But you can obviously see the path to getting Davante Adams, and it's a logical path.
Yes. I would love it because
I think every Bears fan would.
Davante Adams would be 30 years old.
He'd probably be the greatest Bears receiver ever.
Yeah, as soon as the trade happens. I'm looking. Yeah, right now, I thought Vegas traded their first rounder this year to Green Bay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Obviously not.
Yeah, obviously not. So they have the 9th overall pick right now. The trade would probably be the Bears give up the second pick, and the Raiders would give up Davante Adams,
the 9th,
their 9th overall pick, and then
I would take a second rounder next year and call it a day.
I heard rumors. I heard rumors of it being a first next year, a second
I can't
this year. But
It's
that
tough.
would be awesome. That would kill two birds for us. It
We
would give
have the
us the number
money.
one receiver we need,
We have the money.
and we could get a perennial generational lineman at that pick.
It would just also fit very well because you have two guys who can get up and get the football in Claypool and Adams, and you have a guy like Mooney who can hit the slot.
Yeah.
So look, it's not a lot like I'd say like 10% this happens. And I would love this to happen.
Yeah, I
And
would too.
I
Just
don't think it
because
will.
you don't think so?
No, it's just so hard because I think there's gonna I don't want to say like I mean it's gonna be like a bidding war for Davante. If he is known available, how many teams are going to call? But I will say this. If the Bears do get the number one pick, I give them a 30% chance. Because how many teams are going to be going for Bryce Young? Let's talk about
Well,
this.
yeah, okay.
Raiders,
Oh no, let's go in order. It'd
okay.
be Houston,
Texans,
Houston,
Seattle.
uh, Seattle, possibly.
No, they will. I think Geno after that game in Kansas City, they're kind of going to shift away from Geno Smith.
I don't know. They might want to do a 1 year
All right.
wait for Caleb
Okay, let's
Williams.
just go there. Detroit.
So, Indianapolis,
Yep. Indianapolis, then Detroit.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. No, they just got Ritter.
Yeah,
They're not going to
I
go
don't
for
know.
another QB. I wouldn't count them.
I would if the Lions make the playoffs, they're gonna wait till their actual pick to take a quarterback. Carolina what was that
Yeah.
five? We're at five,
Yeah.
and then we'd be at nine.
We got Vegas still.
Yeah,
Vegas needs a
yeah.
quarterback.
Okay. Let's count
I
Vegas.
thought
So
that's what
that's
we're
six.
counting. How many teams need a quarterback in the top?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Vegas needs one.
That's
Uh,
one. Colts.
Houston would be 11. So Tennessee maybe. They're
No, I
starting Josh Dobbs, so
I could
they don't like Willis.
I'll be tough. All right, I'm just
Uh,
counting teams. Like I don't care what the draft pick is. I'm just saying teams in the top 10 that need a QB. And
one, two,
it's going to
three.
be, in my opinion, Detroit is one.
Okay.
Um Detroit one. We have the Texans two,
hmm
Vegas three. I'm counting Seattle, so that's my personal list. Four. That's four.
Indianapolis,
Indianapolis. That's five teams already.
Carolina.
Six.
Did you count Vegas already?
Yeah.
Okay, and then yeah.
So
So
that's six teams. And now, look, people might, I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about Will Levis, but
Anthony Richardson.
Bryce Young appears to be the guy. And,
Yes.
maybe CJ Stroud, after he plays Georgia, can up his case. But the point is, there are two QBs that are highly touted, and there's a team in the top two that doesn't need a quarterback. So, but the reason why I think the first pick would be more valuable is because if the Bears were two, the Texans and one, let's say, Bryce Young first pick, that means it's only CJ Stroud. But if you're that first pick, it's anyone's game for
Yeah.
Bryce Young.
Yes.
And that's why I think that's such a dangerous spot for the Bears because they can get so much, even if it's not Davante Adams. But if you have that first pick, it's almost like a bidding war for it. Who will
Yeah.
give you the most for it?
Yeah, because if we get one, I don't see us taking Will Anderson at one. I see us definitely trading.
Oh yeah.
If we end up at two, it could go either way.
Yeah, either way, I'd be fine.
Uh
Let's talk about going back more because that is a possibility.
yeah. There's no way we drop the three.
We would stay.
The only no. Uh,
How about this? It depends who two is. If we're not the second,
okay. So let's talk about it. If we're three,
who would
let's
be
say
two?
Seattle's two. Seattle would be two.
And I
With
really
Denver's
believe. I mean, you think they're not going to take one? I think they
No,
are.
I think if anything, they'd wait for their other pick
Yeah, they have another first rounder
because their actual pick would be 13. They could definitely get Richardson or Levis there. So
I don't know.
They might take Anderson there.
I honestly, Carl, I don't know if they could get him at that pick because we just mentioned all these teams that need a QB.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Indianapolis definitely would be. Let's just say
Or they
Seattle.
trying Derek Carr. That's Indy's thing to do.
Let's talk just draft wise. Say Seattle gets the second pick, they take Will Anderson.
Okay.
The next quarterback to fall off the board would be Strode at 5 with Indianapolis because Arizona's not taking one. Yeah, I know Murray's going to be out.
They'll ride the wave until it.
They're And you said Atlanta has Ritter. I like Ritter, but
I would be
shocked. I might not see him as a franchise.
In the first round, I'd be shocked. Maybe in like the later rounds, I could see it, but not the first.
The Lions would be 7 with the Rams pick. If they make the playoffs, they're not wasting the first pick they have on a quarterback. They're gonna do like an offensive lineman to help out later on.
They'll do defense. Their defense is a
trash. Oh yeah. They'd probably take Javon Carr would be off the board.
They just need everything there.
They'd take probably a linebacker, whoever the linebacker would be.
Yeah.
Carolina. I think they were stuck on Bryce Young and Strode. They might run it back with Matt Corral because of the injury. They didn't get to see him this year. That's what I've heard from Carolina fans, that if they can't get Stroud or Young, they would want to run it back with Corral.
Yeah.
For either Caleb Williams or Quinn Ewers next year.
I think that will be interesting to look at, is how many teams are like, let's wait for, because in my opinion, Caleb Williams is better than all the quarterbacks in this year's draft. I think he is. That's my personal opinion. So how many teams are going to sit back and be like,
yeah,
let's wait for Caleb Williams to come up? Because to be honest with you, I don't think there's much QBs other than him next year.
Yeah. No, Quinn Ewers is coming out next year. I think.
I don't think that people are really gonna like him. If I were him, I would say another year after this year or next year.
Yeah.
He didn't really play that much this year. He got hurt.
Yeah.
So, but overall,
okay. So 8, let's say Carolina skips out on a quarterback.
Okay.
So Vegas would be at 9. They cut Carr. Let's say they cut Carr.
Mm-hmm.
McDaniels is still he's still the coach. He takes Will Anderson, or not Will Anderson. He takes Will Levis.
Yeah.
He takes Will Levis. So that's 3 quarterbacks off the board. And then 10 would be Philly. They're not taking quarterback. Houston is at 11. Houston didn't take a quarterback earlier. Oh, wait, did they take? Yeah, they took a quarterback. They took Bryce Young. They took Bryce Young. So they don't need one. Tennessee depends on how.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
I see Malik Willis as, the only other quarterback to go in the first round would probably be Anthony Richardson out of Florida.
Yeah.
I think Richardson is just a year behind Willis at this point. So Willis only has the advantage because he was in the league for a year more.
Yeah.
So I don't see Tennessee taking him. Seattle's there. They would take Anthony Richardson at 13 because they got Will Anderson at 2. That shores up the defense.
Mm-hmm. I would say the overall point of this topic is the first, I mean, you don't think about it, but there is such a huge difference in what the Bears can get for the first or second or third pick, it's huge. It is monumental. How much can change if the Bears get that? I mean, Bears fans will be screaming in joy because they can get, like I said, it's going to be a bidding war for him. The Raiders are like, hey, we'll give you Davante Adams. Texans are like, we'll give you 3 first-round picks. Or who knows? Maybe the Cardinals. I don't know. I'm just random.
If the Bears get the first pick, can you see Houston saying, hey, take our first 2 picks this year and Brandon Cooks?
No, I don't see that, because if they have the second pick, they might be set on Strode.
Yeah, no, they might be. Oh, maybe. They might give Chicago a call just to be like, hey,
they'll give them a call.
They'll get a feeler, because if Chicago does stay at the pick, they're not taking Strode.
But if I have the first pick, the first team I'm calling is the Raiders.
Yes. No. The Bears don't call anyone. Everyone calls the Bears.
Ha ha ha.
You do not. No. You do not give a team that leverage of you calling first.
What the way is. If I'm
no. That's important. You do not call first.
That's
dumb. Let people call. And then going up to the draft, if you are not dead set on taking Will Anderson at 1, you make the call 3 days before the draft. 3 days, and then that's your cutoff from teams not calling you.
No, I would literally call them and be like, "Hey, heard you guys are getting rid of Derek Carr. Kind of what's your state like?" And they say rebuilding. I'd be like, "Well, we have money to spend. Give us Davante Adams within his contract. We'll give you the first pick, and we just want Davante Adams in the first next year in a second. Boom. Then they
Can
get their
you
franchise quarterback.
can you see the Jets trading up?
No, because
Do you think they like Mike White?
I think they should. I really do think they should give him a real shot. Like, well, obviously, we'll see against the Seahawks this week what he does, but I think they should give him a real shot. The team likes the receivers, love him. Garrett
Yeah.
Wilson, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, they all like him. So
Mhm.
obviously, he's a good guy to be around. So I would like to see him get a shot. Obviously, he like played really well that one game last year. Then he like did really bad. So I think
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see what he does this week against a really good pass defense.
Okay, so let's just talk about other teams that could possibly trade up with the Bears. Either let's talk first round or first overall, second overall. I'm just going to name a couple teams that might be looking for a quarterback, and you tell me if they would make a call. Okay. Uh, Tampa, if Brady doesn't return.
No, I can't see it.
If they were to make a call, what would you want? Personally, I'd want Godwin and 2 firsts.
Yeah,
Because
or
Godwin has that potential
or
of being a number one.
or Devin White.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that.
I'd say Devin White.
And then at 20, that would be their pick right now. We could probably get. I don't think Allison would drop that far. We could get Jackson Smith Najibba there.
Maybe, yeah, he is falling though to the second round in the latest draft mock.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay, how about Washington?
The Commanders,
Yes.
that's tough because I mean Terry McLaurin loves the team and they love him. They're not going to get rid of him. They're not going to get rid of Chase Young. It's tough. I don't see much value. I only see draft picks within that team.
Okay.
There's not a player that really like sticks out to me on their team.
How about the Giants? What
I
if
don't know.
they don't? They didn't give
I don't
Jones
know.
the 5th year.
Like Daniel Jones has played pretty well. Like he hasn't done bad.
He hasn't thrown the game away.
Like
But they're right now they're only 8-6 and
he
1.
won that game in Washington,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went to Minnesota, and they were right there. I mean, it was a 61-yard field goal. There's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah.
But if not, like you said, if I had to make a trade, um, they're not really that good of a team like that. They're not
Yeah.
even that team that really like would spark my attention. I mean Saquon, but he's a free agent, so
Yeah.
can't really do much there. I mean, yeah, there's not really like a person that stands out. I
I'd
mean,
say I
Tate
say
on
three.
Thibodeau does, but he's a rookie. They're not going to trade him.
I'd say 3 first-round picks and uh I
Yeah,
don't
it's
even
going to
know.
have to be like that.
It yeah, I don't I can't see a trade. How about this? What if Lamar leaves Baltimore? Do you see Baltimore trading up? Because they are in win now right now.
Maybe I don't know what we would want from them. I mean, they have.
Hold on, did they re-sign Roquan yet?
I have no idea actually.
Would you do 2 firsts and
No,
Roquan for that first pick?
I think he's not. He's not a team guy. I think he handled those negotiations terribly. He doesn't have an agent. He
Yeah.
handled this shit by himself. So I don't even know what I. This is going to be interesting because Cole Kmet's played well, but what about Mark Andrews?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean,
We
I'm
give Cole Kmet in the first pick for 3 firsts and Anderson.
Andrews.
Andrews. So what did I say? Anderson?
I
My
mean,
bad.
yeah, that could work.
Okay, and then the final one, Minnesota.
You think they're going to move away from Kirk?
Kirk's a free agent after this year. he hasn't lighted up at all. They might want to put a rookie in there.
I want Justin Jefferson.
No, you're not getting Justin
That's a
Jefferson.
see that, but that's another tough one. Like
Yeah,
they're a good team. Like
and they would have to overpay because it's a division rival.
they got good guys, but some guys we like don't need. Like we don't need Dalvin Cook. Like we don't need Hawkinson. We don't need a Jefferson. Like or
Yeah.
I mean Thielen maybe, but he's getting up there in age.
No, I wouldn't want Thielen. I'd
But
want
I don't really
um
like their defense isn't good.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a shock that maybe
Okay.
I think is bold, but it could happen.
Okay.
I really think Arizona could take a quarterback.
Whoa. What
I
would they do
think
with
they're
Kyler?
tired. I think they're tired of the Kyler Murray crap. I think that the whole like contract thing that happened this year, and then him not playing the par, and now he's going to be out till next November. Like, and his contract should be ending soon. I'm not
He
sure.
just signed an extension.
Oh yeah, he did. Never mind. I don't know. It's just I just think maybe, and I mean Cliff Kingsbury and him have kind of gone at it a couple of times, but
I
if
would say
not a
he gets
quarterback,
fired, but he just signed an extension in the offseason.
if not a quarterback, DeAndre Hopkins, what is he doing? Or Hollywood.
No, he's not getting traded 2 off seasons in a row, and he's not a number one. I wouldn't
Right,
want him.
but DeAndre Hopkins though intrigues you a bit.
No, he's 30 something already. No, he's too old.
I don't know. I like DeAndre a little bit.
How old is he? How old is?
I have no idea, but I mean he's off the drugs.
We don't know that.
I think
DeAndre Hopkins is. Keep talking. Hold on.
I think he is because well he got busted once. It'd be pretty.
Okay, never mind. He's 30. Yeah, I'd take him.
Oh, now you take him.
Yeah, because if he was 32, that he'd give Fields a year and a half with him. But if he's 30, then yeah, he gets 4 years with him, 3, 4 years. And by that time, we can draft another one in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would do that.
And he's cleaner than ever, probably. I mean, that's huge.
That's a good one. That's a good
He
one.
is. I mean, I'm not like screwing around. Like he's clean.
Yeah, but do you think he would want to go to another running quarterback situation?
I
Like
don't know. I mean,
with
does
Kyler?
he have a clause?
I don't think so.
Then why
But
would it matter?
true. Okay, you got me. What would you want from Indianapolis?
I don't know, because like they're another
want-
team.
I'd want Quentin Nelson.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
and
Pittman, but they might not.
no, I'd want Campbell.
No, I got a shock for you. I'm gonna give you a little shocker.
Okay.
Quentin Nelson,
Uh-huh.
Stephon Gilmore.
No, he's old.
How? No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
How old is he? He's got to be like what, 30?
Let me look.
I think Quentin Nelson. I would love Jonathan Taylor. You know, he's cool. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Quentin Nelson would be a huge.
He's 32. No, I don't want Gilmore.
But I think you brought up a great point. Quentin Nelson. I mean, that would just.
He's playing. He's down. He's not playing well this year.
And he's got a huge contract
Yeah.
that the Bears can afford,
For a rebuilding team.
and the Bears can afford his contract.
Mm-hmm. So would you the first or second overall pick for Quentin Nelson, their fifth overall pick, and a pick next year?
What's the pick next year?
First
I would do that.
I would too, because we could still we could draft Allison at 5, the receiver out of Alabama, and then we have our second round pick to do either an offensive lineman or a defensive guy, and then we have 2 first round picks next year.
Yeah.
So I like it.
just to
Uh,
think it's not even January yet, and we're having
and
all
we're
these.
yeah, I just love talking about the draft. That's the thing.
Once we get, it will be a very interesting discussion once these, well, I guess like the first 20 picks are set.
Yeah, and that'll be in
Know where the
2 weeks.
Bears are picking,
That'll
then
be next week. Then it'll be the first 20 picks will be set next week. So
we just got to go Texans. I mean, come on,
go
guys.
Texans. Go Texans.
Just do it for Houston.
Go Texans. Go Denver. Uh
Go
go
Lions.
go Lions. Yeah, we're Lions fans this week.
And we want the Vikings to lose this week, so they have something to play for next week.
Yes, that's the thing.
I'm not gonna say go. I'm not gonna say go Green Bay, but we want them to win.
Oh, that's a tough one.
No, I care about a draft pick. I don't care if Green Bay wins. Number one
Oh
pick means more
God.
than the number one
Okay.
pick
Let's
is
not say
probably the second most important thing to the Bears right now. First is the Super Bowl, but that's not happening for years.
yeah, okay. Root against Minnesota. I'm not saying the other thing.
Well,
So
that's gonna be it from us here. We hope you enjoyed that, Carl.
absolutely. That
Any
was
final
fantastic.
words? You got the mic.
Uh Happy New Year's. Stay safe. We are gonna party our asses off in Wrigleyville.
Chicago,
We will see you next year,
Chicago, my
Chicago.
kind of town.
We will see you next year.
Have a safe holiday, everybody.